it's Bahga and
Emilia.
Emilia, and we're going to read the Lorax. Here it is. At the far end of town where the grickle grass grows and the wind smells slow and sour when it blows and no birds ever sing excepting old crows, is the street of the lifted Lorax. And deep in the grickle grass, some people say, if you look deep enough, you can still see today where the Lorax once stood, just as long as it could before somebody lifted the Lorax away. What was the Lorax? And why was he there? And why was it lifted and taken somewhere? And far from the end of town where the grickle grass grows, the old oncer still lives here. Ask him. He knows. You won't see the onceler. Don't knock at his door. He stays in his lurkin on top of his store. He lurks in his lurkin cold under the roof where he makes his own clothes out of muffled moof. And on special dank midnights in August he peeks out of his shutters. And sometimes he speaks and tells how the Lorax was lifted away. He'll tell you perhaps if you're willing to pay. Wait, we're going to go like that. Okay. On the end of a rope, he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of the great-great-great-grandfather snail. Do you see the snail? I don't see the snail, but do you see the nail, Amelia?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah. And then the 15 cents. 5, 10, 15. Probably nickels. Then he pulls up the pail, makes a most careful count, to see if you paid him the proper amount. Then he hides what you paid him away in his snub, his secret strange hole in his grovelous glove. Then he grunts, I'll call you by whisper my phone, for the secrets I tell you are for your ears alone. Okay, there he goes. Put the thing in his glove. There he goes. Slop. Then down slups the whisper phone to your ear, and the old oncer's whispers are not very clear since they have to come down through a snurgly hose, and he sounds as if he's had small bees up his nose. Up his nose. Ooh, yucky, huh? Now I'll tell you, he says, with his teeth sounding gray, how the Lorax got lifted and taken away. It's all started way back, such a long, long time back. And there's a whisper-ma-phone, huh? And he's whispering down the whisper-ma-phone. Way back in the days when the grass was still green and the pond was still wet and the clouds were still clean, and the song of the Swami songs rang out in space, one morning I came to this glorious place. And I saw the trees. I first saw the trees, the truffula trees, the bright-colored tufts of the truffula trees, mile after mile in the fresh morning breeze. Oh, look, they all look so happy, huh? And under the trees, I saw brown barbaloots frisking about in their barbaloot suits as they played in the shade and ate truffula fruits. From the rippleless pond came the comfortable sound of a humming fish humming while splashing around. But those truffula trees, all my life I've been searching for trees such as these. The touch of their tufts was much softer than silk, and they had the sweet smell of butterfly milk. I felt a great leaping of joy in my heart. I knew just what to do. I unloaded my cart. Look, he's unloading all his stuff. And look, the brown barbaloots are looking. And look at the birdies are looking too. Let's see what happens. In no time at all, I had built a small shop. Then I chopped down a truffula tree with one chop. And with great skillful skill and with great greedy speed, I took the soft tuft and I knitted a thneed. What's a thneed? Do you see one, Amelia? It's right there. Yeah, what is that? The instant I'd finished, I heard a gazump. I looked, I saw something pop out of the stump of the tree I chopped down. It was sort of a man. Describe him? That's hard. I don't know if I can. He was shortish and oldish and brownish and mossy, and he spoke with a voice that was sharpish and bossy. Who is that, Emilia?
The Lorax.
That's the Lorax. Mister, he said with a sawdusty sneeze, I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. And I'm asking you, sir, at the top of my lungs. He was very upset as he shouted and puffed, What's that thing you've made with my truffle tuft? Look, Lorax, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I've chopped down just one tree. I am doing no harm. I'm being quite useful. This thing is a sneed. A sneed is find something that all people need. It's a shirt, it's a sock, it's a glove, it's a hat. But it has other uses. Yes, far beyond that. You can use it for carpets, for pillows, for sheets of curtains, or covers for bicycle seats. The Lorax said, Sir, you are crazy with greed. There is no one on earth who would buy that fool sneed. There it is. Is anyone going to buy it, Emilia, do you think? But that very minute, I proved he was wrong. For just that minute, a chap came along, and he thought that my sneed I had knitted was great. He happily bought it for $3.98. I laughed at the Lorax. You poor stupid guy. You can never tell what some people will buy. Look at the Barbaloots. Barbaloots are looking. I repeat, cried the Lorax. I speak for the trees. I'm busy, I told him. Shut up, if you please. I rushed across the room, and in no time at all, I built a radio phone. I put in a quick call. I called all my brothers and uncles and aunts, and I said, Listen here. Here's a wonderful chance for the whole Once-a family to get mighty rich. Get over here fast. Take the road to North Nitch. Turn left down Weehawken, sharp right at South Stitch. He's calling, huh? Look at the poor Lorax. He's kind of upset. And in no time at all, in the factory I built, the whole Once-a family was working full tilt. We were all knitting sneeds, just as busy as bees, to the sound of the chopping of the truffle trees. Do you see them all? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then, oh, baby, oh, how my business did grow. Now, chopping one tree at a time was too slow, so I quickly invented my super axe hacker, which whacked off 4 truffle trees at one smacker. We were making sneeds 4 times as fast as before, and that Lorax, he didn't show up anymore. Where's the Lorax, I wonder? He's probably taking care of the Barbaloots. But the next week he knocked. He knocked at my new office door. He snapped, I'm the Lorax who speaks for the trees, but you seem to be chopping as fast as you please. But I'm also in charge of brown Barbaloots, who played in the shade of in their barbalous suits and happily lived eating truffle fruits. Now, thanks to your hacking my trees to the ground, there's not enough truffle fruit to go round, and my poor Barbaloots are getting the crummies because they have gas and no food in their tummies. Are they sad? Here they go. They loved living here, but I can't let them stay. They have to find food, and I hope that they may. Good luck, boys, he cried, and he sent them away. I, the Onceler, felt sad as I watched them all go, but business is business, and business must grow, regardless of crummies and tummies, you know. So look at all the Barbaloots. And look at this poor one. He's being carried by his friends.
Why?
Because he can't walk, because he's got crummies in his tummies. I meant no harm, I most truly did not, but I had to grow bigger, so bigger I got. I biggered my factory, I biggered my roads, I biggered my wagons, I biggered my loads. Of sneeds I shipped out, I was shipping them forth to the south, to the east, to the west, to the north. I went on biggering, selling more sneeds, and I biggered my money, which everyone needs. You are being silly. Okay, here we go. Then again he came back. I was fixing some pipes when that old nuisance Lorax came back with more gripes. I am the Lorax, he coughed and he whiffed. He sneezed as he snuffed, he snargled, he sniffed. Once, sir, he cried with a kerfuffless croak. Once, sir, you're making the smoggless smoke. My poor swami swams. Oh, they can't sing a note. No one can sing with who has smog in his throat. Oh no, they're sad. They're crying. And so, said the Lorax, please pardon my cough. They can't live here, so I'm sending them off. Where will they go? I don't hopefully know. They may have to fly for a month or a year to escape from the smog that you've smogged up around here. Uh-oh. There they go. What's more, snapped the Lorax, his dander was up, let me say a few words about gluppity-glup. Your machine chugs on day and night without stop, making gluppity-glup and sloppity-slop. And what do you do with that leftover goo? I'll show you, you dirty old onceler, you. You're glumping the palm where the humming fish hummed. No more can they hum, for their gills are all gummed. So I'm sending them off. Oh, their future is dreary. They'll walk on their fins and go woefully weary in search of some water that's not so smeary. Look at all that dirty water. Oh, the poor fish. Look, they're having to walk away. Do you think they're humming?
No.
Not anymore, because they have goo in their lungs, in their gills. And I got mad. I got terribly mad. I yelled at the Lorax, now listen here, Dad. All you do is yappity yap and say bad, bad, bad. Well, I have my rights, sir. I'm telling you. I intend to go on doing just what I do. And for your information, you Lorax, I'm figuring on biggering and biggering and biggering and biggering. Turning more truffle trees into thneeds, which everyone needs. Do you have a thneed? Do you have a need? Lenny, Rosie, do you have a need? I don't think everyone needs that. And at that very moment, we heard a loud whack. From outside in the fields came a sickening smack of the axe on a tree, and we heard the tree fall, the very last truffle tree of them all. Uh-oh. Look at there. No more trees. No more trees, no more needs, no more work to be done. So in no time, my uncles and aunts, everyone, all waved me goodbye. They jumped into cars and drove away under the smoke-smuggered stars. Now all that was left near the bad-smelling sky was my big empty factory and the Lorax and I. There is the Lorax. There's that one slur, and there goes everyone else through the empty hills with no sneeze and no truffle trees. The Lorax said nothing, just gave me a glance, and gave me a very sad backward glance as he lifted himself by the seat of his pants. And he lifted himself by the seat of his pants, and I'll never forget the grim look on his face as he heisted himself and took leave of this place. And through a hole in the smog. Oh, no one can see, Emilia. No one can see. And I'll never forget the grim look on his face when he heisted himself and took leave of this place. Through a hole in the smog without leaving a trace. Okay, wait, we got to finish the book. We're almost all the way through. Okay. And all that the Lorax left was this mess, and a smile of the rocks, and one word, unless. Whatever that meant, well, I just couldn't guess. That was long, long ago, but each day since that day, I've sat here and worried away. Through the years, while my buildings have fallen apart, I've worried about with all of my heart. But now, said the onceler, now that you're here, the word of the Lorax seems perfectly clear. Unless someone like you cares an awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. What does he do, Amelia? So, catch, said the onceler. And he let something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. And you're in charge.
I don't want.
Okay. And you're in charge of the very last one. You're in charge of the very last truffula seed. And the truffula trees is what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula tree. Treat it with care. Clean it. Give it clean water and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest. Protect it from axes that hack. Then that the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. Okay. Say goodbye.